A couple quick announcements. Bingo cards. If you've got your bingo cards from the vendors completed, please drop those off to Scotty, who's sitting out at the registration table. She's collecting bingo cards, so if you get your card finished, get it to Scotty out at the front desk. Make sure you're signing in. There's Scotty right there in the green. Scotty, raise your hand. Make sure if you're attending those breakout sessions and you want your CPT credits or your CEUs, there's too much nomenclature going on, that you get those on those lists so we can get those things turned in. Headshots. Last call for headshots. If you want a professional headshot taken by our photographer for free, make sure you get on the Hoover app and schedule a time. I think we had just a few of those left available. Everybody have a great night last night. Enjoying all the sights and sounds of Cincinnati, Ohio. That's what I heard. I heard a lot of Everybody played. Over at the place across the street, they had musical bingo, and it was fun watching people try to figure out what song it was. The fun was listening to them give the wrong answers. Like, oh, I'm sure that's Bob Dylan. No, it's not, but good try. And make sure you're stopping by the nourishment centers. I know we've got breakfast items out there now and great coffee and other beverages available. So, and thanks again to all the folks yesterday that made that happen. So we're going to get right into our morning plenary and award session. So it is going to be my great pleasure, and that's what it actually says on my script, great pleasure, and it actually is, to introduce Lisa Schoaf. Lisa Schoaf earned her PhD in cognitive psychology from the Ohio State University. Did I mention Ohio State University national champions, college football? Ohio. And you're right, we didn't. We just won the national championship. Thank you. And Lisa is a huge Ohio State football fan all season long, and especially during the playoffs. I was getting frequent communication from Lisa about the Buckeyes. But she graduated in 2002. Following graduation, she joined the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services as a research analyst and became the Statistical Analysis Center Director in 2004. Lisa's dedicated her career to advancing research, evaluation, and policy in numerous critical areas of criminal justice. Her expertise spans the intersection of criminal justice and behavioral health, pre-arrest diversion, illegal and pharmaceutical drug crimes, community and police relations, gun violence reduction initiatives, deaths in custody reporting, and pretrial and bail reform. She's also a passionate contributor to the Justice Statistics and Research Association, where she has served on the executive committee for several years, including 2 years as president. And as a colleague now of Lisa's at OCJS, I can't tell you what an advocate and an ally she is for the work that you guys do in this room in deflection. We have frequent conversations about it. We have frequent meetings about it. She's, responsible, I think, in large part for Ohio getting the COSEP grants that we've received over the last few years that have helped fund these projects. And we're working on some very, very cool initiatives right now and programs. So she's an incredible colleague and ally, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to invite Lisa to the stage. Sorry, I need the clicker.
Well, good morning. As Dennis said, my name is Lisa Schoaf, and I oversee the Policy and Research section at the Office of Criminal Justice Services, which is a division of the Ohio Department of Public Safety. I'm excited to be here today to celebrate the amazing deflection work that's being done across the state. At OCJS, we support the work that you do to give people with substance use and mental illness the opportunity to receive help rather than incarceration. We see the tremendous value that cross-system and cross-agency collaboration plays to ensure that people get the necessary access to resources, services, and treatment. In looking at the data that's being collected by deflection programs across the state, it's really amazing to see the evolution in deflection programs from the early days where teams primarily served as post-overdose response to where they are now in providing so many and varied services to address the needs of individuals. And this is something that Dan also noted about the evolution of deflection programs in his presentation yesterday afternoon. OCJS supports behavioral health deflection and diversion through annual grant programs such as the Burn Justice Assistance Grant Program, as well as some specialized grant programs such as the COSIP grant, which I'm sure many, or probably most of you, are aware of, and probably several of you are receiving funding for right now. In 2020, OCJS partnered with Talbot House, University of Cincinnati, and Cordata to apply for a COSIP grant, and we ended up receiving a 3-year, $6 million grant award. Using that money, we were able to fund 10 local deflection programs, as well as technical assistance and an evaluation. So then in 2023, OCJS again applied for a COSIP grant with the same partners, Talbot House, University of Cincinnati, Cordata, plus an additional partner in NeoMed, their Criminal Justice Coordinating Center of Excellence, which has a substance use deflection initiative. And we received that award. It was a 3-year, $7 million grant that now is funding 14 local deflection programs, as well as evaluation, training, and technical assistance. And I do want to point out that the Substance Use Deflection Center of Excellence at NeoMed, they provide services, resources, training, technical assistance across all deflection programs. It's not just limited to COSIP grantees, so just be aware of that. I encourage you to reach out to me at any point during this conference. Just stop me in the hallways or wherever. I'll be here through tomorrow. If you have any questions about grants or programs or services that OCJS offers, we have a lot going on in our agency, and I don't have time to really get into the details of everything that we offer. But be sure to stop by or check out our website. And I also want to let you know that OCJS will be offering a regional grant training. It's going to be taking place, I believe, in 6 locations across Ohio in March, and I think in the beginning of part of April as well. So it's focused on grant writing and grant administration. So I encourage you to look into this. I believe if registration isn't open yet, it will be open soon, and you will be able to find it on the OCJS, in the OCJS bulletin, which you can sign up for on the OCJS website. So I think it's a really incredible opportunity to just to help agencies, nonprofits, whomever, get some advice on how to write a grant, how to administer a grant, and things like that. So, but moving on, I want to talk about another funding opportunity. I want to tell you a little bit about the mini grant program that ODA offers. So the ODA began offering mini grants to deflection programs in July of 2024. And the funding for these mini grants comes from the Senator Brown Congressional District funds. These funds can be used to support things that traditional grant programs usually aren't able to pay for, things like coffee and donuts at a support group meeting, or food and transportation vouchers, or maybe business cards. So the maximum amount of the award that you can receive is $1,000. And the mini grant application is now available on the ODA website. So go take a look at it. It's really straightforward and pretty easy to complete. Applications are reviewed on a rolling basis every 2 months. And in 2024, ODA awarded $8,000 in 8 mini grants to local deflection programs. So now I'm going to turn things over to Dan Malloy to talk a little bit about these grant award recipients.
Thank you, Lisa. You're going to stay up on stage with me, yes?
Sure.
Excellent. This is exciting. We are excited to be here. We're excited to take the time and recognize the really great work that's happening through our awards, but then provide this mini grant opportunity to so many communities that, as Lisa said, we didn't know we needed that, but we'd love to have the support to make whatever that is happen. So we're here today to recognize the folks that applied in 2024 and hopefully surprise a few folks that made applications here recently in 2025 with the recognition of their awards. So, you heard Dennis yesterday talk about this is just the start of the relationship. Things are going to happen after we leave here. You're going to connect with folks. You're going to reach out. Well, the mini grants are really why. It's exactly what happened last year. We met Monty Barnett, A1 Stigma Free last year, and Tom and I had a chance to sit down with him at lunch one day in early February after the completion of the summit, and we talked. And he's working hard to make a difference in greater Cincinnati and even farther reaching than that with his organization. He said, I could use like gift cards and something to help when people need something. I remember we were standing on the sidewalk downtown Greater Cincinnati, like, what do you mean? He's like $1,000. Do you know what $1,000 would mean to us? And I thought back in my head to the start of our team in Coleraine, the recognition that to purchase a birth certificate that was necessary to make that application, to get an ID card, those were $22 at the time. We had police officers and team members taking it out of their own pocket to make that happen, and we wrote it in our first grant that was available for this function, $2,500 to pay for meals and those items otherwise not listed, and they did not fund us for that. So that took me back to that, like, you're absolutely all dealing with that, no matter what it is, so maybe we can help that out. And as Lisa said, we're honored we work to find the opportunities to help you. And if this can help you, all we ask as an organization is, by receipt and acceptance of the funding, take some pictures so we can share them on the website with other communities that may think, hey, we were thinking about that. We could do that too. Again, there's no real requirement other than it supports your initiative. And again, Leslie, whether we need food for this event, we need supplies, we need whatever you think is necessary for your community to do your work, is all it is. Just take a few pictures so we can share that work across our membership and our communities so they can see what you're doing with it and say, we can do that too. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a hard lift. So we're excited to take time today to recognize some folks, and we've got a process. So when we call your name, you're going to come up from this direction. You're going to be handed the big check. We're going to get some photographs, and then you're going to exit the passenger side. And Megan will get that check from you, and we'll just make this as we've never done this before, so bear with us if we screw it up. But our goal is to really recognize you guys and figure out if this is going to work. So we're absolutely excited to recognize the first mini grant recipient. The Mental Health, Drug and Alcohol Services Board of Logan and Champaign counties was awarded $1,000 to support the production of resource cards and bracelets promoting local treatment and recovery options. This funding will help sustain their deflection initiative by expanding outreach efforts and fostering collaboration with the new community partners, including law enforcement. Sarah Ferguson is here on the behalf of the organization to accept the mini grant. Sarah, thank you guys for being here. Come on up, get your check, let's get your photograph.
Thank you.
Well, that sounded like a lot, didn't it? You know what?
One good one.
Can we invite the new executive director for the Ohio Deflection Association to come up and participate with us and get pictures taken with Lisa? Awesome. So Megan will tell him, get a picture with Lisa. I don't need to be in there. There you go. Now we're good. Did I hear you say this is going to take all day? Yeah. Okay. I'm not arguing with you, but I'm just thinking. All right, the next group is One City for Recovery. One City for Recovery's Hope Line was awarded $1,000 to purchase branded display materials, banners, tablecloths, folders, brochures, to strengthen its presence at community events. These resources will enhance visibility, improve connections with individuals seeking treatment and recovery support, increase awareness of their mission across Southwest Ohio. Lindsay Irvin and Erica Parks are here to accept the mini grant. Or Lindsay.
Oh, sorry. I know, I want to take the check with me. Can I keep this?
No, you can't.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
See, I thought we'd just do like poster board, but our good man Scott Duff, he's our logistics guy. He said we can do these dry erase and we'll never have to buy them again, which is a smart business decision. But you got to dry erase, you got to erase them off, and we'll put new names on them after we get done. So, but it's cool. You can't take it with you. The Medina Citizen Circle is our next recipient of the mini grants. The Medina Citizen Circle was awarded $1,000 to support its collaborative efforts in connecting returning citizens with community resources to ease their transition and reduce barriers. This roundtable brings together representatives from various Medina County agencies, volunteering their time to provide vital support for successful reentry. We're getting a good routine here. The Recovery and Wellness Centers of Midwest Ohio are our next recipients. The Recovery and Wellness Centers of Midwest Ohio were awarded $1,000 to provide $10 food vouchers and Preble Transit transportation vouchers for individuals in need. This project will help community members access meals and essential services such as grocery shopping, medical appointments, and treatment, addressing transportation gaps within their rural community. Thank you, guys. The next group is the Hancock County Quick Response Team. It's a collaboration between the Findlay Police Department and the Family Resource Center. They've been awarded $1,000 to expand their outreach efforts. The funding will be used to provide warm meals to individuals in need, improving engagement and supporting preventive measures within their Hancock County region. Misty Weaver is here today. Oh. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Let's give another round of applause for all of our awardees that are here with us today. I'd just like to take a moment to acknowledge the projects from 2024 who couldn't be with us during the conference. The first one is the Hope Resource Center in Columbus, Ohio, which provides vital crisis intervention services to individuals impacted by homelessness, substance use, and poverty. They were awarded the $1,000 mini grant to support ongoing operations. They'll purchase essential supplies, such as hygiene items and meal provisions, and to meet the increasing demand from the community that is now visiting an average of 420 people per week. So let's just take a round of applause for that organization and the work that they're doing. The next group is the Project White Butterfly. Project White Butterfly was awarded $1,000 to support individuals in early recovery through outreach and connection to detox services since 2021. The launch of their Recovery Collective will provide a centralized hub for social activities and support, using the funding to provide meals for their Saturday evening community dinners. Thank you, Project White Butterfly. The next organization is the Pickaway Overdose Response Team, or the PORT team. PORT is a community-driven initiative addressing the opioid crisis in Pickaway County, Ohio. They're reducing opioid-related deaths and alleviating the strain on first responders through targeted Narcan distribution, training, and outreach. The team receives their $1,000 to cover startup and operational costs. They include community outreach and educational materials to enhance overdose prevention efforts and build a safer and healthier community. Thank you, Pickaway County. Now, we're going to turn our attention to the 2025 Ohio Deflection Association Mini Grant Awards. We are thrilled to announce to some who may be here and others who may not, some may not know. We hope they all don't know and they're all surprised, but they know that they applied, which the receipt of the grants will support all the work happening in their communities. As we read through each of these projects, if you or someone from your organization is here, please join us on stage for that photograph and that opportunity to take back with you the recognition and the opportunity to share within your community. This is what we're doing, and we are going to do more. Our first recipient for the 2025 Ohio Deflection Mini Grant Awards is A1 Stigma Free. A1 Stigma Free was awarded $1,000 to host a series of community awareness efforts and events in Hamilton County focusing on mental health, substance use, and deflection pathways. The events that they host will feature testimonials from individuals with lived experience, to provide resources through local organizations, and distribute culturally relevant educational materials to reduce the stigma and to promote early intervention. And this is Mr. Monty Barnett, the guy that we stood on the sidewalk with and said, I just need a little help. So I want to say a special thank you to Monty for just, again, listening, talking, and meeting with us to make that difference. Thank you. Yes, sir. The next group, Sidewalk Soldiers. Anybody here from Sidewalk Soldiers? They were awarded $1,000 to expand their outreach efforts in the Dayton metropolitan area. This funding will enhance their work by providing harm reduction supplies, educational materials, and increased access to resources for individuals using substances, including Narcan, wound care supplies, and testing strips. So let's congratulate and show our support for the Sidewalk Soldiers. We're getting our routine going. We're making it happen here. The Jackson County, Ohio Port Team was awarded $1,000 to support their second annual 5K overdose awareness event, their participation in Bridge Day, and a QRT luncheon for team members to share ideas and strategies. These community-focused events are keys to their reducing the stigma surrounding addiction and raising awareness about the important work that they do. Thank you, Amanda. All right, the next is Lucas County Sheriff's Office Drug Abuse Response Team. Was awarded $1,000 to support the purchase of promotional items for their drug abuse response team to distribute at community events through 2025. The funding will ensure we continue to offer valuable resources and information to attendees at all events and their presentations. We appreciate Lieutenant Steve Rogers and his team being with us today to accept this mini grant and continue the great work that started in 2014 in Northwest Ohio. Thank you much. The next awardee to join us on stage is the Dayton Recovery Project. The Dayton Recovery Project was awarded $1,000 to expand two key programs in 2025. Al-Anon classes for teens and young adults impacted by substance use and their families, and health initiative courses promoting overall well-being and life skills. This funding will support efforts to provide essential resources for both individuals in recovery and their loved ones, fostering a healthy community and healthier communities in West Dayton and beyond. Ms. Marla Holloway is here today with us. Thank you all for your mini grant applications and to all the recipients and all they're great work. Can we just give one round of applause for all of these folks? That's a great work happening across the state. Different minds, different perspectives, different needs, but it all makes there's a common thread in that, right? It's making a difference in our community, and if $1,000 can make that, let's do this. Let's continue to make this stuff happen. So we're excited, like Lisa shared, the applications. All I'll say is we will continue to do this as long as we have the money, right? So we appreciate everyone's support, and this is an exciting opportunity to reward you guys and the efforts that you're doing. And if someone says, hey, we would love to do this, but apply. Please apply. Please apply. We would love to have to debate applications against applications, right? The dedication and hard work that everyone has done is absolutely appreciated, and we want to make sure, as we always say, that the work does not go unnoticed, because the people in your community know that you're there and they are being served by you, and an impact is being made a difference too. So, okay, I'm going to turn it back to Dennis to make an introduction to Mr. Ted St. John from Hopetown, and we will continue with the agenda.
Very, very cool watching that. So congratulations again to all the folks that got the grants. It's just awesome. It's an unbelievable experience to be part of this. So now I'd like to welcome Ted St. John to the stage to share his story. Ted's a lifelong resident of Portage County, Ohio. Ted's a dedicated leader with an extensive background in substance use disorder treatment. Over the years, he's made significant contributions to the field, holding key positions at Glen Bay Hospital, First Steps Recovery, and New Day Recovery, where he helped ensure agencies meet licensing standards and develop local recovery houses. In addition to his career in substance use disorder treatment, Ted has a diverse professional history that includes being a national level bodybuilder, personal trainer, health club owner, and successful steel sales professional. His passion for service is evident in his active involvement in several community organizations, including the Portage County Substance Abuse Coalition, Trumbull County ASAP Coalition, and Ohio Recovery Housing. Ted also serves on the board of directors for the One Ohio Recovery Foundation, advocating for those in need of support. He's a proud United States Air Force veteran. Love it, me too. Good for you. And a member of the Wyndham School Board. Ted's commitment to his community extends far beyond his professional roles. He continues to be a catalyst for positive change in Portage County and beyond. Ted, we're honored to have you here with us today.
Hello. Thanks for the introduction. That's a lot. I've been busy. But I want to thank Dan for inviting me to share a little bit today. I'm going to share a couple different parts of me, but mostly I'm going to share like kind of what we're up to as a nonprofit organization, the types of recovery services that we do. And Ashley Morgan from Neomed introduced me to Dan. She's like, Ted, you've got to talk to Dan. Like I had called up asking about I'm working in our county with our QRT and deflection group at the sheriff's office. I started telling her about it. She's like, you got to talk to Dan, man. This guy is like into it, just like you. You guys are going to love each other. And I think Dan's my spirit animal. Is that still weird? Still kind of weird? Yeah. But the energy and the passion that this guy delivers, man. I mean, we spent an hour and a half on the phone just into it, right? So then when he asked me to share, I'm like, then I get nervous, right? So here I am. I'm nervous, but I'm going to share with you what I do. And hopefully, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share that I'm a person with lived experience, but I'm also going to share with you what you guys do. This whole QRT thing that became a deflection thing and the types of folks that are involved with this type of thing, man, that's some real community stuff. And you guys are really making a difference. And I'm going to share with you some of the parts that I have, but not in the ways that you guys are doing it. This is Hopetown. So as you saw, I've been involved in leadership in different levels, from direct service provider in treatment to, executive management. And then I had my own treatment center. And I moved into just recovery supports in a nonprofit, in a small organization in my local hometown, because that's where I feel the most impact. That's right here. 2/20/09, I made a decision. From the time I was 12 till the time I was 40, I used something. A lot of times it was a secret, sometimes it wasn't, but I never stopped until I made a decision. And I got some help. Normally, a person with lived experience in recovery does not tattoo their clean date on their arm because it can change. But when you got an 18-year-old daughter who's now 20 who tattooed that date on the back of her neck because it meant something to her, then you tattoo it on your arm and you make sure it stays. That little girl in the upper left and the little girl in the upper right, she's had a whole different life experience because I made a decision when she was 4. They talked about my professional bodybuilding, like that's decades ago. But what's cool is my daughter's now taken to it. And she's going to go for her IFBB Pro card in May. She walked on a stage with 50 women at 19 years old and won the overall. I never did anything cool like that. And I get to be part of it, and I get to support it. The dream I had to be a bodybuilder when I was a little kid wasn't my dream. Turns out it was hers. And thankfully, I'm here to enjoy that. And her narrative isn't, well, my dad didn't make it, and his dad didn't make it, and his dad didn't make it. You know, my story was, you know, the story in my family was my dad, or my grandfather left to get milk, and he didn't see him for 15 years. My story was my dad left when I was 10, and I didn't see him for 15 years, and he was homeless, addicted, and lost. So far, I'm breaking that cycle. Next month, it'll be 16 years. That bottom left picture, that type of stuff to me is priceless. I'm going to talk to you now about what I do and the services I do, and it's going to change tone a little bit. I'm going to get into like what it is that we're doing. But just know that I stay busy like this so I don't go back, and she doesn't have to change the story that she tells. At Hopetown, we do housing, transportation, and employment, and then we do recovery supports. I'm going to talk a little bit about each of that, and we're going to move through this. But why we do it is because we believe everybody's recovering from something, and that includes all of us. We believe people recover, and our purpose is to help them recover, right? And our vision is to inspire others to improve their lives so that they can go on to inspire others to do the same. We can all share in those, and that's what we do as a community. We don't have to have the same background. We don't have to have the same disorder. My disorder to be a dope fiend was not what I expected. But we all have something that we use to cope, and sometimes we can lose control of that. And with the help of others, through experience, strength, and hope, we can figure out how to get ourselves back on track. And for me, it keeps me okay if I can help provide services to help others get back on track, because as you can tell, it means something to me. So we offer recovery housing, peer support, transportation. We do workforce initiatives, community linkage and navigation, and that's with peer supporters to help people in our community navigate urgent needs, not crisis, but urgent needs, things that need done in the next 3 to 7 days. Those are the type of services that we do with our, like our QRT team or, that type of thing. Jail reentry services, we've been in our county jail for 2018, something like that. And technical assistance services, which is new for us. And the emphasis today is I want to talk to you about some of the basic services that we do. And then I want to talk to you briefly about the technical assistance services and the social enterprises. Because as a nonprofit, I don't know, anybody else running a nonprofit or work for one? Anybody of those, do you get grants? Do those grants run out and leave you blank for 6 months? And how do you survive that, right? So just naturally, based on my life experience, I started installing these social enterprises to help us kind of go out and get our own job so that we can create cash flow. And we've taken our strengths and preferences and we've applied them to the need. Ohio Recovery Housing, this is our men's house, level 2. That we started in my hometown, which is, quite a story. I was probably in high school, voted the most likely to ever be on the Windham School Board, and somehow I'm on the Windham School Board. And I run a recovery organization in that hometown. And Ohio Recovery Housing, they passed a law about 1.5 years ago, which is really good for our state. I sit on that board now, to where you have to be certified in order to operate a recovery house. And that date passed on 12/31, so just recently. So that's a big push. And we really feel that that's going to help a lot as we move forward and grow into it. This is the backyard. Linkage and navigation, I mentioned, we have a grant from the state at OMAS, Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services, and we help people with urgent needs. So basically, what does that mean? That means, like, a lot of times if you need help and you're not connected to a treatment agency already, it's really hard to get help from a peer supporter because of the way the system's set up. Good, bad, or indifferent doesn't matter. So what we've been able to do is we're able to just go help them. Doesn't matter, anywhere in the state, whatever they need, we can help them. And they don't need to get an assessment and a treatment plan and then get engaged in services before you can get assigned a peer supporter and to get, help getting a transportation and finding a place to live in an urgent situation. Our jail program, this is one of the things I couldn't be probably more proud of. I've always been really proud of our Portage County Sheriff's Office and my association and our association to it. We've got an office in there, and we help do reentry services in our Portage County Jail. And we also, as I mentioned, with our QRT team that's been formed, Ed Kennedy and his team and Captain Mike Davis, and we know that if you're working for a county sheriff's office, that you cannot do anything in that without the blessing of your sheriff. So Bruce D. Zukowski and his team pushing for not just locking people up, but trying to help people. And that's what this whole program does, and I'm really proud to be part of it. Social enterprise, transportation. How many of you folks run into transportation issues? How many of those folks find really good solutions and help with those transportation issues? Good. Well, there's one. Two, maybe. It's a big issue, right? Housing, transportation, and employment. These are social determinants of health. If we can't solve these problems, then we can't solve the problem. If I've got a substance use disorder and I've burned all my bridges and you give me a place to stay, that's fantastic. And we're like, oh, great, we got him a bed. Now what? There's a lot of things that need to happen now. And transportation's one of them. How are we going to get anywhere? Even if there's a ton of social good services out there, how can we get in this weather, how are we going to get across the street? All right? So my house manager at my recovery house started telling me that I needed to fix the transportation problem that they were having when COVID hit because he couldn't get the treatment. He's trying to change his life. And so he started talking to the driver, and we contracted with the MCOs for all the Medicaid transportation services, which I didn't know you could do technically, but we talked somebody into letting us do it, right? And so now all of the MCOs we can get. So basically, I just wanted to find a way for us to get reimbursement to move our own residents back and forth to treatment. That was really how it started. 12 cars later, we just finished the year, $546,000 in revenue, profitable, plus we're a nonprofit, so we can get organizations to help pay for our drivers, we get donations for cars. It's really helped us. Think of that, over $200,000 a year of flexible funding that I don't have to necessarily account for. Why? Because we went out and got a job. And it's made us relevant in ways that we didn't expect. We also do non-Medicaid rides. We get grants to do that because we're a nonprofit, so we can give them rides to recovery meetings and probation when they got a drop, and courts, grocery stores on Sundays when they live an hour away and they want to go see their kids. Our driver will take them up there, drop them off for an hour, let them see their kids, and drive back because the families can't get to each other. When you can create revenue like that, because you take an organization like mine and you go to Farmers Bank and you say, hey, I want to get a loan because I want to buy the old police station and fire station, I want to convert it into a headquarters, and I want to then create a private auto clinic. And they're like, well, that sounds great, man, I wish you the best. But how long are those grants that you have for? Well, I don't know. They'll tell me when they renew, if they renew. Well, that doesn't help much. And I'm like, well, I have deeds to the property. Can't use that as collateral? Well, that's great too, but we don't want your buildings, and we don't want to take it from a nonprofit if you don't have cash flow. Oh, but I do, because of the transportation that we do. That's given us the cash flow to where we can purchase as a new organization. So social enterprises, if you can find something to solve a problem in an organization like ours, and you can create a business from it, then all the revenues and all the profits stay within your nonprofit. So we were able to purchase the old police station. We converted the old fire department into an auto clinic. And believe me, we have to take care of our cars. Think of this. We got a dozen cars. We're doing oil changes on our own cars every 3 or 4 weeks, brakes every 3 or 4 months, and then some, right? Now we're open to our own community. We lit that place back up. And by the way, that front of that police station I got picked up day drunk one day when I got out of the service, and I was handcuffed to a bench because I wouldn't sit down and shut the hell up. And now we own the building, right? Those type of things mean something to me. So much so that the current police chief is going to give me that bench, and we're going to put a little thing on it. I'm going to own that bench. Because we do recover. We can change. This is the auto clinic that I was telling you about. We just opened it in May. And it creates revenue. It allows me to hire my own mechanic to take care of my own cars. It allows us to do better. Why is this important? It's because nonprofits as an organization, if we want to help people, we've got to do more than just get grants and ask for donations. You know, we started 4 years ago, we were 75% donations, 25% rent. That is not a way to operate an organization. We now have 9 revenue streams, $1.3 million of revenue that we just closed in, profitable. We're building on this by adding services. We're doing our own work, so it allows us to function and help people, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. This is the back. We're doing detailing out of the back 3-bay garage, and this is our renovated front garage. And then we've learned a lot in this process. So then we started offering technical assistance to others to help build their model out. Why not? Because we've found a lot of cool things that we can do to help people build out their model so that they can do things. Because Hope on Wheels, when it first started, they were saying at the state, are you going to run this and just like kind of spread across the state? And I'm like, no. Can you imagine trying to come into communities not being known? So what we want to do is we're training the leaders organically in their own communities to help their own. And what it does for us is it gives us some income for us to be able to do it so we can hire people to do that. And so you'll see Hopetown Transportation, which we're doing. We're helping people learn how to build their businesses out and what they're looking to do. Hopetown AI, I haven't heard much about AI in this conference, but guys, it's here. It's on us. The breakthroughs for large language models, generative AI, that is here. We're not only streamlining and automating it in our own, we're also leading and teaching others how to streamline and automate in their own. And that's all across the board in every one of our organizations. So Hope on Wheels, Hamilton County, I can't be more proud of that. Sunstone Life, you guys familiar down here? They were our first technical assistance program. I snuck out of here yesterday. We went and visited Life Learning Center across the river down, and then we went to Sunstone Life. We've been working with that group, and they licensed our logo, and we're helping them build out their business so that they can offer these services and get their own job down here in Cincinnati proper. So I'm really excited about that. And we're working with organizations in Summit County now. I got a call from Illinois. We're going to be working in Kentucky. So we're just going to, as an organization, we should be able to help people. But we should also have some self-esteem to know that that is valuable and that people can go get grants and include technical assistance in that grant so that you can save money and actually get a result. And then I know you guys, some folks are going to be like, oh, I don't trust AI. I don't know, it might be the end of the world. Well, it's the parts that we're working on right now and what's here it's large language models. It's really here to offer assistance to us to take away our menial tasks. How many of us are in compliance and have to do something menial that takes away from the reason that we showed up for work or started doing this work, and we end up doing a lot of administrative? There's a huge amount of administrative burden. There's a lot of friction in the things that we try to do. We get into something because we have a heart for it and we want to do it, but we get burdened by this compliance piece, and we don't have the staffing to do it. We find ourselves in that space. We're now working, we've got AI clients where we're streamlining for ourselves and we're helping others to do it. I put out on social media, if you follow Hopetown, Ohio's Facebook page, on New Year's Day, a video of me talking about the new year and what we were doing. I never performed that video. It was, they did video cloning and audio cloning of me, and it allows us to schedule. That type of technology is here. There's lots of ways to use it that aren't nefarious. There's a lot of things that we could be concerned about that, but the fact is, this time is now. It's here. This year, they'll be unfolding a lot of the assistants and the agents, the things that will allow us to do tasks. So I told you this was going to take a different turn when I started from wherever I'm going to end. But I just want you to see that for us, based upon my strength, my experience, where I'm coming from, I've been able to lead a nonprofit organization and create ways for us to make some decisions for ourselves. Starting a nonprofit was new for me. I've always been in business, for-profit. It just made sense for me. But for me to sit and just hope people were going to donate money to help so I could go help people, or give me grants and then communicate with me effectively so that I could count on those grants and not get 6 months into that and have $200,000 worth of receivables. It's scary, right? So I had to figure out another way. So we've created we've used this model in our ways to the best of our ability so that we can help people. Because ultimately, every single dollar here goes to helping those services. Where I've got guys in my house that need some help. They need to learn how to live life without using. And I've had some experience with that. And I like to be able to share that. And so I also like to be able to have people around me that are quality, high character people that have had experience too. Because my organization is run by peer-led. Nothing about us without us, right? That is really important for me. I hope I did okay on time. Thank you for letting me share. And great organization. What you guys do, and this organization, just the feel of it. I'm lucky to be part of some really cool organizations that are larger than me. I don't know of a leader who's more passionate than you guys have in here. And then you got a new CEO, so I'm excited to learn more. Thanks.
I don't know about you, but that guy seemed like he was fired up about what he's doing. What do you think? Yeah. I got back to the room last night after dinner, and I was scrolling through, stuff, and there was this email I got from LinkedIn, and it was Ted sending me a LinkedIn connection. I'm like, that guy looks like some dude I saw in the conference today. Okay. So he's way more adept at social media than I was. So cool. I look forward to learning more about what you're doing, Ted, and helping you any way that we can. So great job. So now I'm going to invite Recovery Ohio Director Amy Shadwick to the stage to help us with our awards ceremony. Amy currently serves as the Director for Recovery Ohio, an initiative designated within the Office of Governor Mike DeWine to coordinate and expand the state's effort to combat substance use and mental health disorders by increasing prevention efforts, expanding treatment, providing support. Do you want me to continue with this?
You don't have to read all of that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
So we work really closely with Recovery Ohio at the Department of Public Safety and Office of Criminal Justice Services, particularly with my program, Bridge. So I sort of see her as one of my bosses sometimes. So I'm going to defer to Amy and let her tell you about herself. So thank you, Director Shadwick.
Thank you. I'm not reading text messages while I'm up here. I have some notes digitally instead of handwritten. But first of all, thank you for having me. Again, I'm Amy Shadwick, and I'm the Director of Recovery Ohio. Hopefully many of you have heard about Recovery Ohio by now, but it actually was Governor DeWine's very first executive order that he created when he took office. So it was the very first thing that he did to show that there would be people in his office all day, every day, focusing on the addiction epidemic and the mental illness epidemic in our state. So I'm really honored and humble to be part of that Recovery Ohio team. I joined the team in late 2019 and then got the opportunity to become the director about 18 months later. Some of you have maybe briefly heard or read in my bio about also my family experience with addiction. So when I was thinking about what might be meaningful to share with you all today, I wanted to talk a little bit more really about my personal experience with addiction. I thought for this group, what could I really say to you that you don't know, that you don't experience from all of the great work that you do, the boots on the ground work every day. So I wanted to share a little bit more with you all than I often share with folks about my family's personal experience with addiction. So I'm going to share with you about my brother's experience with addiction, and I have my brother's permission. He knows that I talk and share a little bit about his story. So my brother spent 10 years, at least 10 years that we know, living in active addiction. And there were some really, really hard times during those 10 years. There was the day that we were so excited we got him into a treatment program. In less than 24 hours, we got a call that he left the treatment program, which was in Southern Ohio. And boy, did he have fortitude when he wanted to do something. We're not sure how, but he walked all the way back from Southern Ohio and got back to Columbus. There were days that I didn't know where he was. So I'd get calls from my mom at different times during the day that she didn't typically call me. My heart would skip a beat, and I'd think maybe this was the day that was that call. She was calling to tell me news about my brother. There was a Christmas that instead of spending Christmas with us, he spent Christmas in jail. And so we had lots of really, really tough times, and probably many more that we don't even know that he experienced as part of his journey. But I'm confident that there were so many people along that 10-year journey. There were case managers, there were social workers, there were police officers. He was pink slipped at one point, probation officers, street outreach workers, and so many more that treated him with hope and empathy and offered him the idea that his life could be different. And as a sister who walked alongside this journey with him, I certainly would have liked that his timeline could have been a little bit different, right? 10 years, like, dude, do you have to take 10 years to figure this out? I would have really liked that timeline to be different. And I know that many of you can relate to that. As you're working with people and you're interacting with them and you're seeing all of that pain and that suffering and that illness, you want more than anything for them to see that their life can be different. But I know that each person that offered him some hope and helped him realize that his life could be different gave him that little bit more hope and that little bit more confidence that one day he would see that his life could take a different path. And so today I'm a really proud big sister that my brother's been in long-term recovery for 6 years. So that's a really exciting thing for our family. He's a dad to the cutest little 4-year-old. They have matching mullet haircuts, so I maybe would pick a different hairstyle, but again, a proud sister. He's a small business owner. He owns his own roofing company. He's super active in the recovery community, and he gets to be a son, and he gets to be my baby brother. And so because of my professional experience, I get the opportunity to stand up here and get this podium and get to share with you my family's story. But I'm not sharing it with you for recognition. Of course, I'm pretty proud of my brother, but we're not unique or special. Unfortunately, there's many, many families, just like mine, who are walking along this journey. So what I want to remind you today is that what you're doing is truly making a difference. So when you're doing what you do every day and you're meeting people like my brother who are really, really suffering, they're really, really sick, remember, that's not that person. That's a terrible, terrible disease. They're really, really sick. You don't know when what you're doing will make a difference. And it might take one time, it might take 2 times, it might take 10 years, it might take a decade, but still keep doing what you're doing. And when you get really frustrated and really down, I offer, if it's helpful to you, think of me and think of my brother, that I still get to have my baby brother who just turned 40 years old, and we got to celebrate the Ohio State National Championship together in Atlanta. And so know that each time you're providing hope, that their days could look a little bit different. So again, in those moments that you're so frustrated, keep doing what you're doing. Because of what you do, I get to have my brother, and so many other families will get to have that opportunity to share many, many more days with their loved ones. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for what you do. On behalf of also the governor and the entire Recovery Ohio team. And thank you for letting me share a little piece of me and my family's journey with you this morning. And again, congratulations in advance to the winners who we're going to recognize as part of this awards ceremony today. So we appreciate you.
Thank you, Amy. Sure. Will you stay on stage with us and
Absolutely.
help us recognize?
I'm just going to leave that set there.
Okay, you're absolutely fine with that. Just a little bit off a script. Michael Davenport, can you raise your hand? Mike is our treasurer. For all of you mini grant recipients, can you just make sure before you leave, if you're here with us, talk to Mike and we'll coordinate making sure you get that. I don't think we can cash those big checks. So, or I don't think the bank will cash it, so make sure you coordinate with him so we can make sure you guys get those checks as quickly as possible. Okay? Now we're ready. We love this opportunity. We're excited about the opportunity, and we thank all of you for taking time to sit down and prepare nominations, whether it be for teams or individuals, because Lieutenant Steve Rogers, he and his team, we want their job to be extremely difficult. And they spent a lot of time going through this process and determining and what's right and all the things that they talk about to make sure we're recognizing as many people as we possibly can. So we do team awards, we do individual awards. We recognize, because as you heard and you see represented in our little flag display right in front of the podium, other folks are doing this work and we're joined together. So we recognize out-of-state initiatives and efforts. So let's buckle in and let's get this thing going. Then the recognition for the Outstanding QRT Outreach and Engagement Initiative, the peer-led team, is the Franklin County, Ohio Safer Station. So please come on up. And I'm going to read excerpts from their nominations, and just know that we thank you for caring enough to do what you do. This group has been on the front line of community outreach, connecting individuals to the care best suited for them, people-focused initiatives. Their main goal is reducing the number of overdose deaths in their communities. Throughout their comprehensive approach, they tailor their services to meet the needs of individuals in their area and help drive that change. They're a peer-led first responder deflection team that offers brief medical assessments and immediate correspondence and connection to substance use treatment and support for individuals using drugs and those who are at risk of an overdose. Please take a couple minutes. Hell, we'll do that at the end. We'll just get one big group, but take a moment to clap and thank these folks for the work that they're doing. See? Outstanding. Get your pictures and this is wonderful. Again, totally off script. Sorry, Megan. Can we just give that guy, Ted St. John, can we give him another round of applause for the work that they're doing? Is that the perfect name? Hopetown? The power of that word, right? Hope. Never thought, who would, man, the power of hope. Thanks, Ted. Thanks for leading. The next, Outstanding QRT Outreach and Engagement Initiative, EMS-led team. From the nomination, we're honored and we hope that you will recognize the City of Franklin, Warren County for their quick response team. They have an outstanding commitment to create a healthier and more supportive community. This team is making an incredible impact by investing in comprehensive system of substance use disorder services, working tirelessly to ensure that individuals in need receive the care and support they deserve. The City of Franklin and Warren County and their QRT are dedicated to supporting prevention, treatment, and recovery efforts for individuals and families affected by substance use challenges. Their approach is grounded in compassion and deep understanding that recovery is not just about addressing the immediate crisis, but building relationships and helping individuals rebuild their lives and reintegrate into their families, workplaces, and communities. Please give a round of applause to the Franklin, Warren County QRT team. They'll get 3, right? Awesome. All right, the next is the award for the Outstanding QRT Outreach and Engagement Initiative Law Enforcement-led team. We are excited to honor and recognize the Hope Line Initiative in Butler County, Ohio. Butler County Hope Line has made an incredible impact in the city of Hamilton. Working alongside these folks and witnessing their work at the shelters, the homeless camps, the street outreach, the jails, the QRT, the courtrooms, anywhere and everywhere, this team is in response to it. They're dynamic. Their efforts in Butler County, especially with their partnership with police, has always been extremely distrustful, but they've grown it. They've stayed consistent. We had a lesson this morning. I'm going away from the letter of nomination, but we had a breakout on law enforcement officer buy-in downstairs. These folks worked very, very, very hard to build that relationship to a point that they're standing on stage recognized for their law enforcement participation and their team and the work that they do. So while it may be difficult in the beginning, if you stay true and stay committed, stay passionate, you can see the change and you can see it happen. So again, thank us or help us say great job to the folks from Hope Line in Butler County. Thank you. Just wondering why she was here. She got to surprise some people sometimes. The next is recognition for Outstanding QRT Outreach and Engagement Initiative Public Safety-led team. The Montgomery County, Ohio Public Health Recovery Outreach Team. Please come on up here. Please recognize them for their outstanding dedication and innovative approach to supporting individuals who struggle with substance use. They work in partnership with area courts, the hospitals, law enforcement, and the team has successfully implemented a pre-arrest deflection initiative aimed at reducing incarcerations and providing people with substance use disorder direct access to treatment rather than further engagement with the justice system. They're comprised of 3. Did it break? I was afraid to look. We'd have replaced it. We would have replaced it. I always wanted to. Comprised of 3 mental health substance use therapists and 8 certified peer recovery supporters, the team brings a unique combination of clinical expertise and peer-based support to their community. Their compassionate service, connection to practical resource has made a profound impact on their community. So please, with a round of applause, help us congratulate this team for the work that they do. Absolutely. This is fun, isn't it? Now we get into our small, medium, and large community recognition. Outstanding QRT outreach and engagement initiatives in a small community which is less than 30,000 residents. Partners from Vinton County Port, the Vinton County, Ohio Port Team. The Vinton County Public Outreach and Recovery Team is being honored for their compassionate and proactive approach to addressing substance use and overdose prevention in their community. This program, led by the Vinton County Health Department, plays a crucial role in distributing care packages that contain harm reduction items such as Narcan, test strips, and essential personal care items, along with other valuable local resource connection information. The Port offers an essential service to individuals at risk and their families and provides referrals, self-referrals, and family referrals so those in need can get connected to the right resources. Through this program, Vinton County Port is not only offering life-saving tools, but guidance and support to navigate the systems that are in place. Please, with me, congratulate the Vinton County Port Team. All right, now, medium-sized community, which is 25,000 to 100,000 residents. Outstanding QRT outreach and engagement initiatives, the Ross County, Ohio Port Team. The Ross County Post-Overdose Response Team was established in 2015 and continuously evolved to meet the needs of their community. In recent years, the team's undergone structural changes, bringing together public safety, peer recovery support, public health, EMS, and family peer recovery support to enhance their impact. Securing funding for a full-time QRT coordinator was a significant achievement and allowed the team to advance their outreach efforts and provide ongoing support beyond just initial post-overdose response. Their integrated approach demonstrates their dedication in helping people in their path to recover and making that lasting change and difference within the community. Please join me to say, look at this group. This is fantastic. Congratulations. No, we don't want to drop it. Don't drop it. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. All right. Outstanding QRT outreach and engagement initiatives in a large-sized community, more than 100,000 residents. Summit County QRT. On behalf of Summit County community, we are proud to nominate the Summit County Quick Response Team for their unwavering dedication, compassion, and tireless efforts in addressing the opioid crisis and supporting individuals on their journey to recovery. This exceptional team, consisting of a counselor, a paramedic, and a sheriff's deputy, go above and beyond by offering critical outreach to those who experienced a drug overdose. In the immediate aftermath of that overdose, the Quick Response Team not only provides life-saving resources, but they also bring hope and guidance to individuals and their families, connecting vital resources to navigate that path to recovery. Through this collaborative approach, the QRT empowers individuals to take that first step towards a healthier future by connecting them with treatment options and support options. Covering more than 75% of Summit County by population, the Quick Response Team has made a profound impact on our community. Their efforts continue to demonstrate an extraordinary level of care and commitment to saving lives and fostering recovery, often during the most difficult and vulnerable moments in a person's life. Please join me to congratulate Summit County and their QRT for this award. All right. Now we're going to go to the individual awards. Outstanding individual accomplishments to better the field. That's Elisa Boyman, Hamilton County QRT. Since joining the Hamilton County Quick Response Team in September of 21, Elisa has shown unwavering dedication to the field of deflection. A lifelong learner, she consistently strives to improve herself and learn from those around her. Elisa has consistently gone above and beyond her role with the QRT, expanding her focus beyond substance use to include her mental health. Drawing on her lived experience, Elisa proposed to leadership the idea of supporting mental health population, a vision that has long since become to fruition. Thanks to her effort, Elisa now supports different mental health dockets in addition to the one Veterans Court docket. Elisa's commitment to court outreach and her dedication to the community are unmatched. Her impact is profound, and there's no one more deserving of this award. So join me to congratulate Elisa. Next one is individual award, outstanding individual for accomplishments to better the field. Ms. Kate Dawes, the Coach Recovery Center. Kate is a leader and a passionate servant within the field. She serves almost to her own fault. She's committed and dedicated. She works in many states. She crosses over whatever line is necessary to make sure that people have the resource and have the understanding to continue to get better, to continue their journey of recovery. Some quotes from her nomination: she is a superior peer leading change for the community. She works so much more than one person ever should, and she is so passionate about providing resources for individuals in need. And if you need anyone to stand in your corner or to stand alongside you, Kate Dawes is that person you want on this journey with you. Kate, we are proud to be here and recognize your service. The next is an individual award for outstanding individual service for a local community QRT or outreach engagement, Sergeant Jamie Wilcox. Is Jamie with us? Jamie is a member of the Middletown Police Department. He's a critical member of the Middletown, Butler County. You heard the Hope Line effort, their work. Again, we talked about that bridging of that gap, bringing law enforcement on board, and Jamie is an absolute advocate and a champion for the work that they do. His Mastered Street outreach with the Hope Line has become their biggest ally and champion in the fight to engage individuals struggling with substance use disorder and homelessness. Jamie is a true partner. Jamie is a friend and an ally and someone that is leading change not only within the city of Middletown but within the region across this conversation that we continue to have. How do we work better together? Jamie is a leader in that space, and we absolutely are excited to recognize Jamie's service. So thank you to Jamie, even though he's not here with us. Make sure he gets that award. We doing okay on time? We're doing okay on time. This is our out-of-state award. Outstanding efforts in the field of deflection and pre-arrest diversion. The Lincoln County Port Team, North Carolina. Lincoln County, North Carolina. All right. Their post-overdose outreach team in Lincoln County plays a critical role in addressing the impact of substance use incidents and providing timely intervention, support, and resources to individuals and families affected by overdoses. The team's purpose aligns with the mission of the Lincoln County Drug Prevention and Recovery Coalition, which focuses on reducing substance use, misuse, promoting prevention strategies, and fostering long-term recovery within their community. By collaborating with various community partners, including healthcare, social service organizations, and law enforcement, the coalition works to enhance access to healthcare services and recovery resources. This collaborative approach ensures a comprehensive network of support, connecting individuals to treatment, counseling, and other essential services to promote health, well-being, and sustainable recovery. Please join me to thank and welcome our Lincoln County, North Carolina Port Team members for their award. Thank you very much. Did you know you were nominated? Okay, all right, outstanding. Matt snuck that in. You nominated, that's fantastic. All right. We added an award to our agenda this year because you know what? We think it was necessary. By consensus, the conversation led, you know what? We need to recognize this person. They're out in front, leading, championing, having conversations we don't even know about, and talking about the work that you guys do and helping to understand, educate those folks above to know, hey, wait a minute. Do you know what's happening in this state of Ohio? Do you know what these teams are doing? It is with a great honor that we present this new award, the Deflection Legacy Award, to Dr. Lisa Schoaf. Lisa's dedication and contribution to the field of criminal justice have left an incredible mark on the community. Dr. Schoaf began her career at the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services in 2002 as a research analyst and risen to the position of director of Statistical Analysis Center of the Office of Criminal Justice Services. We heard all the work she does. She stood up here and talked about the importance of everything that we do. The reality is she's a leader, and she is absolutely dedicated to Ohio, and she's dedicated and committed to support the work that you guys do. So it is absolutely an honor that our first recipient of this Legacy Award is Dr. Lisa Schoaf. That's outstanding. We surprised her. All I will say is, you never take the time to look in the mirror and tell yourself, we're doing great work. But people see you. We've said this all during the week. We say it all the time. People see you. They're impressed by you. You care. You make a difference. People wrote in to nominate you and everyone else to say, we want this team, this person to be recognized because they're important to us. They're important to the field. They're important to our community. Please remember that. Don't feel bad about making that nomination because, again, be a little selfish. Let's let the rest of the state, let's make Steve's committee harder than all get out to select the awardees in 2026. Because we love this. Because we know going back, you can share that. Please put a press release out, get a story, call your local media. You were recognized for your outstanding work and commitment and service and dedication to your community. Powerful statement. It's a powerful, powerful statement because you do unbelievable work. So again, if we can give one big round of applause to everybody that's been recognized here today for the great work that they're doing. Dr. Chairman, is there anything you'd like to say as we close out the awards ceremony?
I'll just echo those congratulations, and absolutely, we see you. So please keep doing what you're doing, and we appreciate you tremendously. So again, congratulations.
How about it? And we only had one dropped award. So how many people were here 3 years ago? Is this the fourth one, right? Yeah, the very first one we did here in this facility. Some of you, yeah. Do you remember me coming up those stairs and tripping and somehow miraculously not falling? It was this, I can't even describe it, a miracle. Yeah, so I'm hopeful that that will now replace the tripping incident of 2023 or whatever it was. So,
Dennis?
yes.
One thing that I forgot. Is our photographer in the house? Could we have everybody that's received an award from the Ohio Deflection Association, whether it's 2023, 2024, or this year, could you stand up? Somebody take a picture of that, please, for us.
Pretty awesome.
It is. It's very awesome. It's very awesome. It shows the spread of the work and the impact that's being done. That was at the front of my thing. I forgot to say it, though. Okay? Thank you all. Thank you again.
At the end of this, if you want an award, Can you meet me over here on this side of the room? And I'll get a big group photo of all the award winners. Thanks.
Awesome. All kinds of stuff happening. So lunch will be downstairs in the gallery again at 12 o'clock. The lunch hour or so will be from 12 to 1:30. We hope you'll enjoy or join us for lunch. That was pretty good yesterday, right? Yeah, a little chicken, a little steak, some pasta. That had all my favorites on one plate. It's fantastic. So thank you, Megan, for that. Well done. Don't forget that Chief Mark Denny, the retired police chief from Coleraine, is doing the headshots. So I don't know if we have any slots available. I'm guessing maybe we have a few.
I heard we had 2 last.
Last we heard we had 2, and it's free. So professional headshots, if you're interested, get on your Hoover app and schedule that. It's really generous of Chief Denny to volunteer to come and do this for the organization. So we're super appreciative for that. And if you want to do that, want to get one of those last ones, don't forget you scan the QR code that's in your agenda. I did want to mention the office hour sessioning that are going to be happening this afternoon. And if you've participated in those, I was in one this morning. That's a really cool way to have a breakout session. It was, nice to sit at a table and just have a conversation with folks and answer questions. And that's great. I hope we do that every year. Well done there. But this afternoon's breakout sessions, anti-stigma efforts. As many of us know, stigma remains significant barrier in addressing addiction and mental health challenges. In this one-on-one opportunity, subject matter experts will be engaging in interactive discussion on the importance of anti-stigma training and how it can shift perceptions in your community or organization, and how we can help you implement trainings like this in your community. You're going to learn practical approaches to reducing stigma, improving communication, and creating a more supportive environment for individuals in recovery. And that, I don't have the room assignment on that. Mount Airy, if you want to go to that one. And that'll start after lunch at 1:30. The second breakout session is securing law enforcement buy-in, building strong partnerships. Securing law enforcement buy-in is essential for the success of community-based initiatives. You're going to meet one-on-one with our expert team to explore strategies for building trust, addressing resistance, and fostering strong collaborative relationships between law enforcement and community organizations. Bring your unique challenges and receive customized guidance to help you achieve your goals. That was actually something I had a conversation with Mike from Boston last night about at dinner. So. Both of those are going to be highly interactive, and I hope you'll take advantage of that. So as we head to lunch here at 12 o'clock, again, 1:30, we're going to start the breakout sessions, and that's what it's going to be the rest of the afternoon. So you won't have to come back here to the Madison Ballroom, but we are going to reconvene here tomorrow morning at 0900. That's 9 a.m. for you folks that aren't glorious veterans of the United States Air Force. Right, Ted? That's right. So join us here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Enjoy your breakout sessions this afternoon. The nourishment centers will still be up and available during that time period. So yesterday, coconut shrimp again. Dude, I was laying there last night. I had a little pizza across the street, and I just kept thinking about that coconut shrimp. You're trying to get me, because I saw that in that Napoleon Dynamite with tater tots. I'm not falling for that. But it was amazing. So anyway, we can sneak coconut shrimp back out there again today. I'm an advocate for that. Mike Davenport, our treasurer for the Ohio Deflection Association. For all of you mini grant award recipients, Mike's asking that you meet him here tomorrow morning in this room between 8:30 and 9 a.m., and he is going to issue an actual check that can be deposited into a bank account as opposed to the big giant checks. We've all seen how that worked out in Tropic Thunder, what is that, Semi-Pro, the basketball movie, where the guy got the big check and couldn't cash it, and he actually tried. So what else we got, Dan? Anything, Megan, for the good of the order? We want to turn them loose? Yes, sir. See you downstairs at lunch. Thank you, everyone.